All right, welcome to Smokey Approved Korea. I'm your boy Jurnalist, and on this one, we are here to continue our continued follow up of J-Hope's album. Yesterday was Sugar, today's J-Hope. I've been going back and forth between the two. This one is J-Hope's Stop. This is going to be the lyric video. This is off of Jack in the Box's most recent album. Thank you guys very much for joining me on this journey. Currently, we are trying to grow the channel, so please hit that like, that subscribe. Patreon currently has Born Singer on there and a couple of other exclusives I can't get over here, and early access to any of the videos I'm doing on YouTube is available if you would like to participate in that. That being said, let's get into this one, see what we got that at. Also, we're going to be doing something a little bit different because I see you guys keep telling me that you think that Dulcet would provide certain answers to me, and I don't want to read Dulcet before I go through the song because I want to see if I can understand the song on my own without any, we'll say, pre-guidance. So I'll go through the Dulcet lyrics afterwards, and then we might also tie in it's like called equal signs or something like that, because in that video of the live of equal signs and stop is available there. You know what, just forget it, we'll just do that one. Boom, look at this, everybody, it's amazing. So we're gonna do two songs today. Oh, it just starts where I needed to. That's dope. That's dope. Okay, cool. So we're gonna start with stop, and then I might rewind since we're already on the video, and then just do equal sign, and then boom. That's two songs, one video, plus we get all the stuff, and it's a live performance. Look at that. I'm letting you guys know now, though, this live performance will be seen again because I will be doing the Lollapalooza, his full set.
Right. 힘들게 있어 내 친구에 대해 하지만 성격 때리면 우정자연대해
Okay, no, we have a problem. We have a problem. I have to open this up in another tab. Snatch it away. Okay.
Right. 힘들게 있어 내 친구에 대해 하지만 성격 때리면 우정자연대해 좋게 말해줘 어머니 드는 리액션 배부는 건내 좀 애써 닥쳐 raise the what? 믿고 약속하지만 한 번 더 생각을 해 어떻게 다 비슷하고 어떻게 다 똑같아 본질을 바뀔 수 없어 이제 해가
I'll be completely honest. How this one works, I don't know if doing Dulcet at the same time works. I don't know enough Korean nor the pacing of how these words are supposed to sound. I have no idea how to follow the lyrics. However, I'm reading the lyrics along, so maybe I'm in time. I just don't know if they're lined up exactly with what we're hearing. Okay, I found it. I'm good now.
원초적으로 돌아가다 신근들을 봐 살아온 환경 교육 시스템 나와 다른 부분은 무엇인가 의지 보는 거야 하나만 인간 보내는 모습 그 하나만 principle right
I'm sorry, guys. I got to start over. I gotta really read these lyrics at the same time. Okay, let's try this one more time.
Right. 힘들게 있어 내 친구에 대해 하지만 성격 때리면 우정자연대해 좋게 말해줘 어머니 드는 리액션 배부는 건내 좀 애써 닥쳐 raise the what? 믿고 약속하지만 한 번 더 생각을 해 어떻게 다 비슷하고 어떻게 다 똑같아 본질을 바뀔 수 없어 이제 해가 비맞어 땅한 소리 빛나지 마
All right, it's took me 2 times to read this, and from what I'm getting from what I'm reading, without reading the large breakdown text, just the lyrics currently. I think he's saying that just despite us all being so very different, we're all pretty much the same, and nobody's really a bad person. That's kind of what I'm getting from it right now.
하던 인생은 바보와 스타일 나를 그려서 사람이 저래 니들보다 못한 인간들의 행위 참 더럽더라고 심하게 말해 상태기가 싫더라고 나 don't want stop 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 내 이동 원초적으로 돌아가 다시 그들을 봐 살아온 환경 교육 시스템 나와 다른 부분은 무엇인가 의지 보는 거야 하나만 인간 보내는 모습 그 하나만 principle right 요즘은 스마트한 세상보다 스마트하게 되면 그 너의 믿음을 회난 인생의 시간제야 또 안전한 에리어서 too many 무의식적인 오염은 피할 수 없는 거야 what Take your mind
All right, so hold on. Damn, this boy's going through these verses fast. All right, so let's take it back to its origins and see them again. The environment they've lived within, education and system. Oh man, I wonder if he's really rhyming these like that. I don't know. Not my point though. So my point of this is what is this? The second or third verse? Oh Jesus! So this would be first verse, second verse, third verse. Jesus Christ, there's 4 verses on here. At least 5. All right, so on the 5th verse, on the one I'm trying to discuss right now, uh, I believe this is him taking the time because in the prior verse he's saying that there are acts that humans do that are so disgusting that animals wouldn't even conceive to do or animals don't do. And then on this verse, he's talking about, well, let's look at the causes of what might turn a human into something that we would consider to be subhuman or outside of what we would consider human decency. And it's the environments people come from, the education or lack thereof, systems that are around that hold them down or support their lifestyles. That's the things that made us different. And then relying on just one thing for him is that at the end of all of it, true human nature is going and should always win out. I think that's what he's trying to say. All right, I can keep going. Yo, this boy's song is so fast. All right. Now, he's speaking about shit I fucking really fucking feel. The plastic nature of the world that we live in right now. Right now, we all live in a world where this thing can provide you all the information that you may need. But how many people have access to smartphones, smart devices, but they're really stupid? All the false ways that we have to interact now with other humans, be these digital meetings, these link ups for these jobs, and people are still even angry in these scenarios. And what else is there? Unsafe areas, so too many viruses. Yeah, and then dealing with these people in these places just contaminates my fucking energy or my thought processes or just my happiness. Because now I've got to go get on a virtual meeting with Bob, and I hate Bob, and Bob hates me. And we do contentious things to each other while we're in this virtual meeting, and that bad energy infects the rest of our group and our working spaces, and that's not good. Let's see what else. Being contaminated verbally, even I can't avoid it. Even he's saying he can't avoid it. Let's stop. Change our minds. Okay, it's just a bunch of chants. Okay.
Take your mind 의하여 세상에 나온 우리 그렇다는 일체 유심도 우리가 어디자기 심장이 급발걸음 이게 세상 은변에 높은 상담은 기회 is right.
Okay. Essentially, we're all in this together, no matter the smallness of the group effort, the smallness of the individual effort. These small steps never should be disregarded. It's one of my favorite Kendrick Lamar lines. It's in a song called Bless, and he says, never neglect the progress of a baby step, because a baby step is never going to be as big as a proper step or anything like that, but it's still progress. You still moved forward. That's my literal favorite Kendrick Lamar line of everything, especially when I first heard it up until now and the things I've gone through in life. I may not have the most progress. I may not do everything I want out of the gate, but am I moving forward towards a particular goal? And J Hope's song, it's not moving forward in a particular goal that's monetary or anything, but it's just human to human. Let's just try and all be better to each other, I think is what he's saying. Because I'm skipping the green breakdowns right now. I'm reading only the lyrics because I'm going to go through and read the green breakdowns after. So on the last little section, it's just pretty much we're all in this together. It's a great album from Dave. If you've not heard it, oh man, it's an amazing album. We're all in this together. But that's pretty much the sentiment of this last little section is we're all in this together. No matter the baby steps, big or little, they are still steps towards progress, and we need to take them because only we can change the world that we live in by being better and trying to be better. The world will change because there are no bad people in the world. And that's essentially, even the people that we look at to be lesser or bad, they all have some redeeming quality, I think is what he's trying to say, which to a certain point, I definitely agree. But I'm also a person who has been around some real devils. I'm sorry. There are some people in this world that truly just, they want to do some devilish things. And it's not the nicest thing to see. But that is overall, I think his point is there's no actual devils in this world, just people from bad circumstances that are really hardened. But even they can become good people and they can help us on this journey of making the world a better place. I think that's what he's trying to say. So hold on, now I gotta go. Now I'm gonna let this play. Hold on. Unfortunately, I did not hear the produced version. However, I did like the live produced version of what Stop is supposed to sound like. So hold on, let me read this. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a slow reader, so bear with me. Give me a second. I'm reading the green part now. Each thinks they're being easy of the other, trying hard to hide red sun. So we all think that we're trying to be nicer to one another when in reality we're in this hypnosis where we're not actually nice to each other. We're very rude. We'll give backhanded compliments. It's not as forward facing as it should be. I think that's what he's saying in this. Each thinks they're being easy on the other, trying hard to hide red sun. I think that's what that means. Let's see. What other green ones do we have? Oh, yeah, no, that's not it. So even so, everything is made of mind. Is an idea in Buddhism that mind and mind only is what determines everything. I would partially agree with mind and mind only is what determines everything because I find it fascinating that somebody could be, I don't even think there is a stage 6 of cancer. If so, you're probably in a box. It's actually over. But let's say stage 6 is a thing. Your mind could actually be like, we don't have cancer anymore. Your mind has the ability to have your body do whatever. And that's fascinating to me. So this is where I do kind of agree with this concept that mind and mind only determines everything because my mind determines whether or not how I treat you as a person. My mind determines how sick I am. My mind just determines so much in this world. So it feels like mind and mind only determines everything. But if your mind is corrupted, I guess no, because it still works that way. If you corrupt somebody's mind, their mind is still making these choices. They're just corrupted choices. So maybe he is right with mind and mind only is what determines everything. Do we have any other notes for this one? No, we don't. No more notes. Let's do this. Oh, go to the album cuts. Solo projects. Jay and the Bizzle. We'll go equal sign now. And it's probably going to start in the front. All right, so I'm going to watch this one since we're already here. And we'll just go through it since it's right here. Hold on, I got to set up my other window so I can read along. Because this is completely different. Completely different. I'm sorry, guys. I feel like this is so sloppy. This is so sloppy. All right. Got it pulled up. That's for you guys. This is for me. We prepare to see each other and meet each other's eyes.
세상의 모습을 관심이 필요해 우리의 난 나의 시작인 곳이게 어쩌면 우리의 몫이게 외쳐도 소리 없는 나우스 기분을 느낀다는
Granted, this just started. The last song didn't sound like the last song. The song before didn't sound like the last one. They all so far have been making songs that don't sound like the other corresponding songs. However, thematically, I see why he paired these two songs the way he did is because Stop is like, yo, let's stop being bad to each other. And then this one, just first four bars, four phrasings of the song just sounds like the humility of it all. Like, we prepare to see each other. Seeing somebody else means that you are coming off your high horse. You are trying to meet them on a middle ground and meet each other's eye. Again, we're trying to come eye to eye. These are all statements that are just packed with humility. No one is above anyone else. This is a guy who is currently a part of one of the biggest groups in the world. He could easily, especially as a rapper, be like, I'm better than all you, man. You guys suck. You'll never do anything with your life. But he's got a song that says no one is above anyone else. And then the line after that is no one else is below anyone else. It's just the same line. However, it's just a reaffirming of the prior statement. Like we're all in this together again. And then it's Let's Roll. Like let's do this together. It's pretty good. It's pretty good, my boy.
관심이 필요해 우리의 난 나의 시작인 곳이게 어쩌면 우리의 몫이게 외쳐도 소리 없는 나우스 기분을 느낀다는 땅에 올라서 뭉치고 가슴 치면 세상은 넓고 사람만큼 참 좁다 똑같은 필요는 없어도 다른 게 왜 좋을까 나이를 넘어 성별을 넘어 구경을 넘어 모두의 수제 같은 건 나부터 끼쳐 차별 아닌 차이건 편견은 크자 알아야 그건 우리건
Oh, this cheating ass boy. Cheating ass boy. I wish I could just drop out of my rapping ass verses and just dun, 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 dun. Cheating ass boy. It's not fair, man. All right, so with love, with trust, with respect, step by step. These are the instructions we need to be able to do the things he said prior. Because if we all have love for each other, we have trust in one another and respect, then step by step we'll be able to do all of these things that he said before. And then we're still indifferent to the world. Very true. We need to pay attention to ourselves. Yes, self-care or self-love is a old concept, but one that is being more embraced in today's time, especially by younger generations, where they're like, yo, oh, there's a meme where this girl's like calling her boss, and she's like, yeah, I looked outside, and it's giving bad energy. I don't think I'll be able to make it into work. And her boss is like, well, are you sick? She's like, no, you don't get it. It's just giving bad energy. I don't like that. I don't feel well because of that. I'm not going to work. And when I first heard this, I was like, that's very stupid. Like, take your ass to work. But then I'm also of the mind of, are they paying you enough to really want to drag yourself out of bed when you're not feeling it energy-wise? Like, probably not. Fuck that job. Now, granted, I do also understand people have lives to pay for. So, like, it's a hard position to be in when you are under the gun of bills and responsibility, but you need to take time for yourself because that would actually make it to where you'd be more productive. But the world that we have built before we came into it does not afford that space to us. So that's what I get from we need to pay attention to ourselves. Because change is soon to begin, because perhaps it's on us. I would say that he is trying to institute the change that he's speaking about that is beginning, because I don't know if those tides will fully shift. But I do see the beginning of it. And then it is on us, because overall, especially younger generations, the thing I see that happens every time, we all are very free-loving, independent people, and then we begin to get responsibilities, bills, partners, families, children, and then that's when we turn into the thing that we said we'd never turn into, conservatives, people that are more self-serving, but not in the way that helps others, more so, I've got to pay for my kids, so I got to do X, Y, and Z. And then you would make a decision that would hurt or hinder a large group of people for your own self-assurity. And that's sometimes, not even sometimes, that's just a thing that you shouldn't do. Like, it's just bad. Like, you're cutting off your nose to spite your face. I don't know if you guys know that one. Oh, man, that's a wild one. But that's what he's pretty much saying. And then it is on us. All right. And then now we got to go into the hook.
같은 건 나부터 길쳐 차별하는 triangle 경계는 크자 알아 그건 우리가 Hey now paralyze your mind Gotta see the other side Cause you're nothing to be kind Not so different you and I We live our love in a different life Until we find an equal side Sing it with 우리가 신선해 우리가 꿈을 꾸네 삶속 웃음만 눈물 언제 빠져본데 Just a piece to give strength In the puzzle of our hearts It all makes sense one day So I'm seeking for love in this world
Yeah, it's the only problem with reading the lyrics this way. I don't know enough Korean to stay in pace because the man is at the end of the lyrics and I'm still on what I thought was the hook. Oh, this is terrible. All right, so I got to cover all this because I've technically heard it, but now I have to read it. Oh, this is crazy. All right, so though I try crying out until I lose my voice, it's a silent outcry. I would say the things he's saying he feels like falls on deaf ears, that I'm different, it's palpable. Yes, he can tell, despite the messaging in every line before, that I'm different is palpable line. He's trying to say how we are all alike. This line, though, is self aware that, yo, I know I'm different, but I'm not different in the ways that makes me higher or lower than you. It's just my circumstances make it different, and it is palpable. It's something he can truly feel. Risen to the top by playing fair. Oh, I don't know his journey. So I truly feel like this is not a thing that is. I've never actually seen it yet. I've not seen anybody play fair and make it to the top. Like, not yet. Ooh, I take that back. There's a UK presenter slash reactor slash YouTube guy. His name is Chunks. He is somebody I would consider who played fair the entire time and is finally getting to where he deserves. So, yes, I don't know if this line particularly applies to J-Hope. I don't know enough about him to say this. But if this is true, then okay, that's dope. Because a lot of people in our business, they don't get to the top by playing fair. Not even fucking close. I tilt my head in confusion and hit my chest in frustration. Okay, so this is just being angry and upset about how the world may not be in line with how you'd like to see it. It's such a big, wide world. Yes. Oh my God. If you, get a passport, get on an airplane, and just go somewhere. You will see how vast this world is. Because I had been in America for predominantly all my life. And then 3 or 4 years ago, I got a passport, got on an airplane, and tremendously changed my life. And now, 3, 4 years later, used that same passport, got on an airplane. I'm in another country now, and some of the things that I'm doing right now that are not on YouTube, that are for my personal music career, I could have never fathomed. Like, I'm really doing some of the stuff that I used to write about back in the day, and it just blows my mind. The world is so massive. And such narrow minds people have, we don't necessarily have to be the same. Very true. People are very narrow minded. I would say narrow minded is kind of too broad of a term. People are rigid in their thinking because once you think you understand a thing, it's very hard to change that. It's not that your thinking is narrow, it's you feel like you've arrived at the right answer. So it's just like use a math equation. If we've all learned collectively that 2 plus 2 equals 4, and there's some guy who's come to the realization that maybe 2 plus 2 equals 5, well, then at that point, it's going to be very hard for us to change his rigid thinking to 2 plus 2 equals 4 because he has not only a way to write it down to show us how he got to 5, but he came to 5 on his own. It's a realization that he has. And now it's going to be very hard for us to get him to come to 2 plus 2 equals 4. So I think it's more so people have very rigid thinking systems, not narrow minds, because narrow minds means that you don't think to me or that there's a lack of thought, and it's more so there's a rigidity in your thought that prevents you from having a broader scope, which may seem narrow, but it's more so just you're not willing to impart new information that possibly could change your outlook on something. But why is it a sin to be different? This is like It's like human nature. When you are the non like thing, you either are scary, so humans just fear what we don't know, or there are power systems that if we allow too much difference to be in the world, a lot of people that are robbing labor from us or doing a lot of things that we would not, as a human society, agree with, they wouldn't be allowed to do those things. So they point out the thing that's different or the thing that's other, and they either demonize it or they try and tear it down as soon as possible. Because if I let this flourish, there's no way in the world I'd be able to do some of the harmful things I do in the world by allowing this difference to exist. That's just my take on it. Oh, this is gonna be long, guys. I'm sorry. uh, Beyond age, beyond gender, beyond nationality, facts, facts, facts. Perhaps this is homework for everyone. You're goddamn right. And the older I get, I do find that beyond nationality, especially being an American, I'm glad that I was a black American being from America because the xenophobia that I feel other races, and I mean mostly every other race that comes to America, picks up or comes with a certain level of xenophobia because the way that America is looked at the rest of the world, once you've made it in and how hard it is for so many people to make it in, they're like, nah, like lock the borders up. Don't let anybody come in. And I'm like, what are you talking about, cuz? Like, these people make my country better. Let all these people in. I don't care what your gender is. I don't care how old you are. Are you a good person? And that's all that matters. End of the day. All this other stuff is just trash. It's just reasons for me to just tell you no or to separate you and then to make systems that either treat you bad or keep you outside of any growth or development that you may need. But yet, I've let you inside of my country or in my town, state, wherever I'm at. Like, we do it in so many different ways. For everyone, I should first awaken myself to the truth. That is not to be discriminated. It's just different. I should first awaken myself to the truth. That is not to be discriminated. It's just different. That the victim of prejudice is no one else but us. We need to know. I would say I need these three lines in total. So I should first awaken myself to the truth that it is not to be discriminated. It's just different. That the victim of prejudice is no one else but us. We need to know. And I think that, yes, the victim of prejudice is, even though that's kind of weird to say, if I'm prejudicial against somebody else for being different, I miss out on the opportunity of having a friend. Say it's a woman I'm potentially wanting to date, a potential lover, or somebody that can make me happy. Just having a good person around, or just knowing that there's another good person in the world, but I've been prejudicial against them because they're different. And I become a victim of that loss, just like they become a victim of my prejudice. But if they're a good person, I feel like I would take the greater loss because I've missed out on something that could transform my life because we don't know the randomness of the people that we meet. Like, even the reason I'm here in Scotland right now, the randomness of one person being a good person, showing up at my show that was just out of the blue, has transformed into me doing all kinds of things in Scotland. But I met this person on one night. And then it's turned into these things so many years later. So it's like, yeah, imagine if I had been prejudicial to this person. Like, oh, you don't make music. You're not this. You're not that. I'm around the world. I'm not even doing these videos. Like, there's so much in my life that doesn't exist. Okay. Uh, Hate will paralyze you. Got to see the other side. It costs you nothing to be kind. Not so different, you and I. Looking for love in a different light until we find that equal sign. This is a reinterpretation with different lyrics, I think, of what he's saying at the top, that we prepare to see each other, meet each other's eyes. No one is above anyone else, and no one else is below anyone else. I think that's just a retelling of the same thing because hate does paralyze the mind. If I hate you, I can't think any further. This is why in combat sports they tell you don't get angry. Like, stay as clear as mind as possible because you cannot think. I have to see your side of things. I may not agree, but if I can see your side of things, then we might be able to build a common ground or a bridge to each other's side. It costs you nothing to be kind. That is partially something I don't think is true, though. It costs a lot at first when you don't have the system built within yourself to set aside how we may feel in a moment to be kind in a moment where you feel like it cost me nothing to be kind, but I felt like it cost me everything to swallow whatever pride, anger, hatred, upset feeling you've made me, embarrassment. and continue to be a kind person. That is a cost. Is it one that we can attribute to something being monetary? No, but it's still a cost. And then, not so different, you and I, we're not. We're not at all. Only difference is blood type. I swear to God, that's it. That is literally the only blood difference. If I can't give you blood during a blood transfusion, that's the only difference. Great thing though, there's enough humans in this world. We can get you that blood. So we're still not that different. Looking for love in a different light. Yes, you need to be open, especially if you're older looking for love. If you're younger looking for love, you might need to be a little bit more cautious. But when you're older, you've got to be open and willing to look at love in a different light, especially after going through tragedies. And if you carry baggage or any of these other problems that we'll say come along with dating, you've got to be able to look at love in a different light because you'll go through some dark stuff and then you'll run into somebody who's truly just trying to love you, but because you've been through that dark stuff, you shun this. And then also the love in a different light does extend to just loving people that you see, just being nice and kind. And then until we can find that equal sign, it's just a culmination of like, yo, we're all in this together. I'm gonna just keep saying this one. That's pretty much it. Oh, same. The breaths we breathe, same. The dreams we dream, the same. I would say the breaths and the dreams line together speak more to a concept that it's not one I came up with. It's called parallel thought, though. Like the way I'm thinking about these lyrics right now, somebody else in the world numerically is having the exact same thought. That's just how it goes. However, I might be the first person to say it out loud, and he may never say it out loud, or she may never say it out loud. However, my thoughts are not so independent that somebody else has not thought them before or has thought them at the same time. The laughters and tears in our lives, same. Each and every one of them deserves to be respected. That's facts. However, I'm be completely honest, with the pain and tragedy I've suffered in my life, with what I'm trying to get out of the rest of my life, I may respect that your tears and your lives need to be respected just like mine, but I'm for sure in the Pain Olympics when people tell me certain stuff like, oh, we're going to do something business related. And you're like, oh, but my cat, yada, yada, yada. I don't care about your cat. If I wanted to tell you my pain and tragedy so I could strong arm you to do the thing that I want you to do, and you're telling me about your cat, I would win. However, out of respect for your cat and your life, though I do not respect your cat honestly, I will swallow this particular instance and be like, all right, that's nice. All right, you got to like deal with your cat. And I hate this. Like, it's so upsetting. All right, the last lines. Just a piece to give strength in the puzzle of our hearts. It all makes sense one day. So I'm singing for love in this world. That's very true. Some people would take this song for strength. It is a puzzle piece that helps in our heart if you can actually impart these messages into your stuff. The older you get, this all does make sense. It does. And in today's time, J-Hope is singing for the love he wants to see into this world. Come on, let's come together. Equality is you and me. There. That's pretty much it. I feel like I've gotten this song. I don't know. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. I don't like doing these this way at all. It feels so disjointed, and I feel like I ramble a lot more and I take away from the music by doing it this way. But I did it this way this time. If you guys like this type of reaction and don't mind it, I might switch over to this style, but I'm just I feel like I'm taking out of the music and I'm just doing a super sterilized analytical version versus getting to see the lyrics on the screen with the performance and hearing all the music all at the same time puts me more into it versus this time I felt like I was a teacher just going over lyrics and just, oh, this is what I think it says. But I don't know. You guys going on this journey with me. I appreciate you guys for doing that. And I have enjoyed this. I also feel like I've missed a moment now because I'm just like, but what do these songs sound like on the album version? So now I got to go hear those. But I couldn't find an explanation video for this one either. I did look for one. So thank you very much for your time. This feels really long. How long is this video? Oh, Jesus Christ. This is my longest fucking video I've ever done for BTS. And it's only 2 songs. All right, guys. Yeah, I got to wrap this up. I don't want it to be any longer. Thank you guys very much for your time. Anybody that makes it to the end of these, you are like the GOAT. I really appreciate you. Please hit that like, subscribe. Patreon's in the description box. I hope you guys have a good afternoon, morning, evening, wherever you are in the world. Have a good one. I'll see you on the next one. I'm out of here. Peace.